Got half the season to go yet.
Kelly almost gets Rosie Nix to jump off sides. Instead, this play will stand as he finds Will Harris, number 80.
Well, let's take a look at the interception again. Comes off of Charles Davidson right there. Stays in the air. Good heads-up play by Johnson. You'll see just to the left there of scooping that ball before it hits the turf. That's just a matter of hustling, being in the right place at the right time, keeping your eyes open, and knowing where that ball is.
And if they convert this into 6 points, it's going to be a 2-touchdown swing.
And that'll be 17 points off of turnovers if Nashville should score here.
Well, they pitch it to Jason Bratton, who has been a force in the backfield tonight for the Nashville Cats.
Talking to Eddie Kayat, head coach for Nashville, before the game, and he said this kid James Bratton, 240-pounder out of Grambling, he said he thinks this guy eats hand grenades for breakfast. He said he is the meanest man on this team, and he plays with an attitude. His uncle, by the way, is the Hall of Famer Willie Davis.
Pump fake by Andy Kelly, going deep.
Oh, late flag coming in on Dwayne Zachary.
Will Harris, the intended receiver, and prior to tonight, Dwayne Zachary and number 26 Ron Carpenter had were fail-safe back there. Tonight they have had all kinds of problems covering Corey Fleming and company. That time Will Harris.
That's his third penalty, 2 interference and 1 offsides. He's at the top of your screen. What happens is Harris gets by him. Zachary sees that, doesn't really know where the ball is, so he just dives out and tackles him. He just lost sight of the ball. Again, we saw Ron Carpenter, number 26, earlier get turned around. Here we see Dwayne Zachary have no idea where the ball is, so he just dives. Probably didn't have to. The ball looked like it might have been overthrown. Gives Nashville a first down.
Nashville with 3 receivers to the left. Instead, they go to Jason Bratton, the fullback, and he gets hammered hard. Incomplete.
Damon Bowers gave him a nice shot out of bounds. And you want to know what a wall feels like? Well, we can let you know what it sounds like. Nothing like contending with catching the ball, keeping your feet in bounds, knowing you're going to get hit, and oh yeah, you're going to get hit into a wall.
And as big as Bratton is, he'll probably need a forklift to get him up in the morning. Lonnie Turner, the high motion man. Kelly with a bit of improvisation there, trying to hit Harris. Incomplete.
There was some confusion there between Rutledge, Lonnie Turner, and Harris. All 3 of them all kind of looking at each other like that really didn't go as planned.
Andy Kelly mic now.
Huddle. Let's go left twin. 32, short bingo, X slant. On, ready?
All right, 32 at the 3-step drop. You hear the short slant, so this is looking to be a quick pass. If the slant's not open, they'll go to the deeper receiver, probably in the end zone. But to the top.
3rd and goal from the 8. There's the slant pattern. Will Harris in front of Dwayne Zachary. Maybe the toughest pass that a defender has to play against.
Yeah, if the quarterback puts a slant pass on the money, very, very difficult to defend. You have to be right on. You have to time that arm coming down. And if the pass is on the mark, you're right. It's very, very tough. Very, very tough. The quick slant. Zachary's got his body turned. He's got to really swing his hips. He doesn't do it in time. Kelly puts it right on the mark.
Andy Kelly said, hey, baby, he crossed the plane of the goal line. Give us 6. Instead, he'll have to settle for 4th and goal. The ball is loose, but not before Kelly got the touchdown himself.
Well, all you have to do is cross the plane, and that's a touchdown. Ball got knocked out after they crossed the plane, so their 3rd rushing touchdown of the night.
So as New York was driving in for a score that would have cut the Nashville lead to 7, the interception by Corey Johnson, and Andy Kelly and company take it back the other way. And before Walt Grant will get a chance to kick the extra point, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Cats lead it by 20. And they may lead it by 21. And we're going to stay on the field right now. And Walter Grant will get his chance for the extra point. Final play of the third quarter.
You gotta keep it on, man. You gotta keep it on.
Second-year pro out of Mississippi who kicked for the Florida Bobcats a year ago gets away with one, but it still counts when they look it up in the record book years from now. Back with more and the fourth quarter after this timeout. Mike Adamle and Mike Golick back here at Madison Square Garden, about to begin the fourth quarter of play. And for the Nashville Cats, it has truly been a reversal of fortune. And when you're a quarterback in this league, Mike, sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands.
Absolutely, and this is all you have to do for it to count as 6 is get that ball over the goal line right there, and that's 6. Doesn't matter what happens after that. The referees are going to come in and signal touchdown. Even if he loses a ball like he does here, number one, the ground can cause a fumble, but number two, and more importantly, he had already broken the plane, and that's a touchdown.
And for Andy Kelly, 3 by air, 1 by land. 4 touchdowns tonight for the former Tennessee Volunteer.
And that's something you don't see too often in arena football. 3 rushing touchdowns and throw in the kickoff return TD.
Yeah, a long time ago when this game started, Tyrone Jones, the rookie out of Grambling, took one back 55 yards, the opening kickoff for the initial score of the game. New York has periodically come back to within 7, but they shoot themselves in the foot, as their head coach Chuck Shelton told us at halftime. The result right now, they're down by 21 as we begin the fourth and final quarter of play. Carpenter for a change, a clean field of the football, running unmolested down the left sidelines, now changing direction, fighting, scratching for extra yardage, and gets it into Nashville territory before he's finally stopped at the 17-yard line.
Finally fielded one cleanly, and you said this in a break, Mike, very true. When we watch the ball hit the nets look a little looser than normal, so that means they're going to come off a little differently. Finally, Carpenter gets one off the net very cleanly and takes it up the sideline for a huge return. He hasn't done this much tonight. Usually ends up on the ground. He gets that one clean.
14:32 remaining. New York needs to score every time they touch the football. Great field position obviously here. Perez. This time he goes to Otis Moore, the tight end. Otis earlier coughed up the football. That time he was sure-handed despite getting upended by number 27, Corey Johnson.
Well, Eddie Brown doesn't have any receptions. That doesn't mean he's not helping. Look at the nice little screen there. What do they call that, a pick? Oh, Eddie says, I'm just running my route. Didn't mean to get in his way, and it frees up Otis Moore for the reception.
At least it wasn't blatant.
Every offense has it in their playbook.
Oh, you got it. Kevin Pratt, the Jet, 4.3 speed in the 40-yard dash. This time they go to Eddie Brown, and he can't hang on. Coverage by Jamal Ellis, number 20.
Good job by Ellis hanging in there. They tried to go out there for the quick block. Quick little slip screen. See Eddie just one step, take it back. Pratt's supposed to get that block. Ellis a good job of playing off it. Brown just having a tough time getting a reception tonight.
Jamal Ellis, a good-looking addition to this Nashville Cat roster. Last year they knocked on the door. They were in the playoffs. This year they'd like to go to the big dance, the Arena Bowl. Perez, meanwhile, working at James Bowden, and boy, he has been tough tonight.
Let me tell you, something that will inspire a team right there, and this is a team that needs a little inspiration right now. That'll wake up the crowd a little bit and get the team going when you see a guy fight through tackles like that.
They'll certainly get Chuck Shelton fired up.
He takes a hard shot. Bowden been the go-to guy tonight. You see he's open for a tough shot after the reception. Watch him keep those legs going right here. Just keep driving, looking for that end zone. Great effort.
First and goal from the 1-yard line. Perez will try to take it in himself, and he does. I added an extra syllable there. Try to take it in himself. He did. And the crowd Not a big one tonight, but the ones that are here are enthusiastic. And like Chuck Shelton was talking about before, if we put a good product on the field, I guarantee you the fans in New York City will respond.
Perez's 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Keeping hope alive for New York.
Mike Perez to hold. And we're going to do this all over again, I believe.
Well, now it falls. Well, as we see a flag, we haven't seen one of those in a while, actually.
False start on the offense, number 33.
But it does go against New York. Mike McClinton. Little false start.
So they move it back to the 13-yard line. It's the equivalent of a 21-yard extra point. And with those uprights just 9 feet wide, every kick can be an adventure. Not that time. Extra point by Mike Black is up, is good. You're right, Mike. Hope is alive here in Madison Square Garden. The City Hawks trail by 14, but plenty of time remaining. New York City Hawks 45-31, 11:39 remaining here in the 4th and final quarter. Well, next Monday night on the Deuce, we will follow the Cats back to the Music City of Nashville as they play host to the Iowa Barnstormers. Iowa in a desperate quest to keep their slim playoff hopes alive, and the Cats, of course, gearing up for a run at the Arena Bowl title. That's next Monday night at 8 Eastern on ESPN2. You see the nets here that are very much a part, the heart and soul of arena football. And usually if they're going to be a little slack, the home team likes to make it a disadvantage for the visiting team. But instead it has come back to haunt Ron Carpenter, who is a home team defender for the City Hawks.
Saw those turnovers. New York giving up 17 points in turnovers, only gotten 7 back, a difference of 10, and they're only down 14. Could have made a big difference.
Black drills that one underneath the crossbar into the stands, and the arena football fan, a lucky one, because they get to keep that pigskin and take it home as a souvenir. Only in arena football.
I think he's going to try and say he caught it and gave it to her, huh?
Yeah.
Say count it as a present.
Like the carnival, you know. I won the big teddy bear for you, honey. And maybe sign her up. We've talked about Bowden and Kevin Pratt. Clean. Oh, he did catch.
Oh, he did catch it. Just like throwing the ball through the hoop, like you said, at the fair. Here you go, honey.
All right, Andy Kelly and company back to work. One-handed grab by Tyrone Jones, the super rookie out of Grambling. He missed most of the second and, well, actually all of the second and third quarters and the better part of the first quarter after getting kneed in the back.
And that was a blown coverage. He was wide open. Great concentration. He gets up with one hand, keeps his eyes on the ball, almost keeps the ball right on his eyes.
Kelly tonight, 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyrone Jones, 6 touchdowns this year receiving, 3. He's got a total of 9 if you count those 3 kickoff returns in the last 3 games. Kelly with tons of time, and a wide open Corey Fleming can't hang on. And his homies watching this game back in Nashville are going to razz him for that.
Well, just as we saw Tyrone Jones keep his eye on the ball, you're going to see Corey Fleming.
But a flag down here, Mike.
Well, first we see Kelly, after the play, takes a shot in the back from Joe Lepsis. And here you see Fleming. Watch, he's going to turn his head before he has the ball. He starts looking downfield. Rule number 1 for a receiver, catch the ball first before you can't run anywhere without it.
Corey was probably saying, you know, I know my man's getting nailed back there by Joe Lepsis. I just dropped this football. It's a free play for us anyway. First down.
Knew it all along, huh?
The City Hawks in need of a stop. They pitch it to Tyrone Jones, Nashville does, and even his great quickness couldn't get him out of the clutches of one Mike McClinton.
Mike McClinton just ragdolled him. That's a 255-pounder against a 170-pounder. As Eddie Kyatt says, I don't want to see my guy get broken in half.
What will they try this time? Let's listen to Andy Kelly.
On the stack by let's go. Left leg set down. 52 bingo. On. Ready?
52 again. 5-step drop. It'll be slide protection by the line. The bingo tells all 3 receivers what they're going to do. Again, they go with the word where New York uses numbers.
Kelly looking for Fleming. Goes underneath to Tyrone Jones. Picked up about 7 or 8 yards.
And that's just, bingo is 3 different routes, and all Andy Kelly does is sit back in the pocket and look to see what kind of coverage they're in. That time they were in a soft zone, so he went to the underneath route where Tyrone Jones had a little bit of room. With time, both of these quarterbacks can be very, very dangerous.
Third down and 1. They pitch it to Jason Bratton, and he gets upended. Charles Davidson's there, but Mike McClinton doing it on both sides of the football.
Good play by Mike McClinton. Fullback and linebackers against each other.
Well, this graphic illustrates why the City Hawks are 2-4 this season. Again, when they force turnovers, they win. But when they lose them, they lose.
Boy, and that holds true in just about any kind of football you want to play. And Nashville has proved to be the best in the league in taking the ball away and not giving it up.
+9 coming in. But they're going to settle for a field goal here. This one from 25 yards out. Ball bounces back to the holder, Andy Kelly. Flag on a play. Extra field goal, no good. Let's see what the flag is, however.
Boy, this would just kill New York if it's against them, because it would give Nashville in all likelihood a first down. Conference going on.
City Hawks trail by 14. They'd get the ball back with 7:46.
Bill Richardson, a referee, over at the sidelines. Well, let's listen in.
There was a substitution infraction against the offense. The specialist was supposed to be, and he wasn't. Since the field goal is no good, the penalties decline. First down.
Substitution penalty. The specialist was supposed to be in the game, and he was not. Called against Nashville.
So, Chuck, what are you going to do? You got 7:46 left. Don't give it up yet. Back here in Madison Square Garden, 7:46 remaining to go in the fourth quarter, but that penalty that we initially said was assessed to Nashville, assessed to New York instead, Mike.
Yeah, the defensive specialist has to stay in on the field goal attempt. He was substituted for, so it's a penalty against New York. First down, Nashville, and goal.
Kelly going for the downs to Corey Fleming, and again, flag down, and I think they're going to nail Eddie Brown for this one.
Well, that's Eddie Brown's second pass interference. Dwayne Zachary's got 2 interference calls. We talked about it earlier. The defensive backs from New York have been stellar throughout the year. Tonight, they're getting a lot of laundry thrown at them.
Pass interference, defense, number 8. He held him.
Well, he was really
on
the receiver the whole time and never really looking back for the ball. And this is well past the 5 yards. You see him at the top of the screen, not even looking back for the ball. And normally the DB has got to look back for the ball and can't just hang on to the receiver. That's a good call by the official. And you see him going for that ball when it hits the net. Well, it's live coming off of that.
Kelly fakes the pitch and throws it to his tight end. That is James Barron. All of a sudden throws his name into the hopper for a possible Iron Man of the game. He's played well on defense and now catches his touchdown pass. And the Cats back up on top by 3 touchdowns.
Well, these are great calls. You put all 3 receivers on one side. Normally you think they're going to go that way. You let the defensive line rush, and James Barron just sneaks out into the flat for the easy touchdown. The only thing he has to worry about, as most big guys do when the ball's coming their way, is getting their mitts on it.
Right. In those milliseconds that ball is in flight, James Barron was sweating bullets. Walter Grant is good this time on the extra point attempt, and a 3-touchdown lead over the New York City Hawks. A reminder, Wednesday on the Deuce is Pro Beach Hockey Night. Speed, excitement, and daring maneuvers on inline skates. It's 5-on-5 competition, and it's very compelling to watch. Pro Beach Hockey this Wednesday only on ESPN2. Ron Carpenter has been a compelling performer for the New York City Hawks, but tonight he has had a nightmare evening.
He needs a big one here if New York's to have any chance of getting back in this one. 3 scores down.
Nashville's receivers have been plaguing him from a coverage standpoint, and the Nets haven't been too kind as far as returning the football and kickoffs is concerned. Again, a bit of a problem, but this time fairly clean. Gets it across the 10, breaks a tackle. One man to beat. He's going. Oh, another flag. I can't believe that. Number 98, Rick Schaff, is going to kick himself. He knows he's done wrong. His hands are on his knees. He's looking at the turf. He pushed in the back on the return, and this one, it'll stand. The majority of it will, but they'll bring it back till about, let's see, maybe the midfield marker. Depending on where he did it.
Gotta be sick. He's downfield. Wilkie Bazil, number 78, a great block all the way downfield. And look at Ron Carpenter use his blockers. He starts tonight. Watch him break to the left and get behind his big guys right here. He's going to make that break and get behind them both.
Watch 98 now.
He had already been called for
he already
before
called
that.
for it, yeah.
Wilkie Bazil, also another big lineman, downfield blocking, but just going to be kicking himself for that.
So they bring the ball back to the 25-yard line. Perez trying to score as quickly as possible. Eddie Brown, and they got a pass interference call on Bill Rutledge this time. So a break for New York. Or are they calling it on Brown?
Well, yeah, they're both going to plead.
Number 1 in the defense.
No,